In this podcast episode, Jordan Peterson engages in a discussion with John Rustad, a conservative member of the Legislative Assembly in British Columbia and the leader of the Conservative Party in the province. The conversation delves into the pressing issues facing British Columbia, particularly the impact of socialist policies on the economy, healthcare, and education, as well as Rustad's vision for a more prosperous future. Rustad begins by highlighting the alarming statistics regarding the healthcare system in British Columbia. He notes that the number of people dying while waiting for diagnostic services and surgeries is comparable to those dying from the opioid crisis, a situation that has garnered little public attention. This underscores the failures of the current government, which has been in power for 7 years under the New Democratic Party. Rustad argues that the New Democratic Party's policies have led to a decline in quality of life, with significant job losses in the forestry sector and a growing number of residents considering leaving the province due to economic hardships. Peterson and Rustad discuss the unique political landscape of British Columbia, characterized by a pronounced left-right dichotomy. Historically, the province has oscillated between radical left and conservative governance, making it a focal point for political discourse in Canada. Rustad emphasizes the need for a shift away from the ideologically driven policies of the New Democratic Party, which he believes prioritize environmentalism over the welfare of the working class. He argues that the current government has become disconnected from the needs of everyday people, focusing instead on appeasing elite environmental interests. A significant portion of the conversation revolves around British Columbia's rich natural resources and the potential for economic growth through responsible resource management. Rustad asserts that the province has the capacity to be a global leader in energy production, particularly in natural gas and forestry. He criticizes the left's approach to resource management, which he believes sacrifices the needs of the poor for environmental ideals. He argues that affordable energy and food are essential for lifting people out of poverty and improving quality of life, and he advocates for policies that would enable British Columbia to export its resources to help other nations. The discussion shifts to the education system, where Rustad expresses concern over the influence of radical ideologies in K-12 education. He argues that the current curriculum often prioritizes social justice themes over critical thinking and academic rigor. Rustad advocates for a comprehensive review of educational materials to ensure that students are taught factual information rather than ideological narratives. He emphasizes the need for students to develop critical thinking skills and to be informed about historical events, including the atrocities committed under communist regimes. Rustad addresses the challenges facing the healthcare system in British Columbia, particularly the long wait times for medical services. He points out that the current government has failed to address the systemic issues that lead to these delays, resulting in a healthcare crisis that affects the most vulnerable populations. He believes that a shift towards a mixed healthcare model, incorporating both public and private options, could alleviate some of the pressures on the system and improve access to care. As the leader of the Conservative Party, Rustad outlines his vision for the future of British Columbia. He emphasizes the importance of economic revitalization as a top priority, with a focus on reducing red tape and streamlining the permitting process for resource development projects. He believes that by creating a more business-friendly environment, the province can attract investment and create jobs, ultimately benefiting all residents. While advocating for resource development, Rustad also acknowledges the importance of environmental stewardship. He asserts that responsible resource management can coexist with environmental protection, and he is committed to ensuring that projects meet high environmental standards. He argues that the left's approach to environmentalism often leads to economic stagnation and social harm, and he seeks to find a balance that allows for both economic growth and environmental sustainability. Rustad recognizes that implementing his vision will not be without challenges, particularly in the face of potential protests from radical environmental groups. However, he expresses confidence that a clear mandate from the electorate will empower his government to pursue necessary reforms. He emphasizes the importance of open dialogue and listening to concerns while remaining steadfast in his commitment to improving the province's economy and quality of life. A key aspect of Rustad's platform is the commitment to transparency in government. He proposes eliminating the barriers associated with freedom of information requests, advocating instead for a system where public information is readily accessible to citizens. He believes that by fostering transparency, the government can rebuild trust with the public and ensure that decisions are made based on facts rather than political spin.